Hey everyone, Dr. Brad here from drellisor.com, Kids Eating Broccoli, and I wanted to say a few things about my experience with the holidays, with my kids, with eating, and where we go from here. And so I think that the best way to do that is to share a little bit of my own personal story. And so I was thinking about it, and what I realized is that you may or may not have heard my story about how I became sort of a reluctant parent. And the quick version is I had planned most of my life, childhood, teenage years, early adulthood, to not just not be a parent, but like literally to not have kids. That was my plan. I wasn't going to have kids. A lot of reasons for that. And then really, if you'd asked me about 2 months before my wife became pregnant with our first, who's now 10, or 10 and a half, I guess, I would have still told you I was never having kids. And things can change in an instant in life, and that's what happened. We decided to have our first. My wife got pregnant, and so I kind of threw myself in, or was thrown into parenthood. Didn't have a lot of plans or ideas in advance about how it was going to look. But one thing I knew was that I wanted the best for my kid. I wanted the best for my daughter. I wanted her to be as healthy and to have as much opportunity to excel and to be who she is and express her true nature and self into the world. And so that's what I said about trying to figure out how to do, on multiple levels, right? Like what that looks like for a kid and like how to do that as a parent. And so a couple things occurred during that and or in my experience, right? So we had the one kid and she breastfed exclusively for quite a while, so didn't have to worry about eating and food and all that kind of stuff. And then as she started to get older and started to venture out into preschool and toddler gym and these type of things, what I was hit in the face with was the really startlingly bad state of health of many of these other little kids who were her same age, 3, 4, 5 years old, who were on multiple drugs or had emergency inhalers or EpiPens wherever they went. Mood disorders, were diagnosed with bipolar or ADHD like crazy. And it's like I realized something was really wrong here, and that just doing the basics with my own kids, might not be enough. Like I really needed to find out what was going on and what I could do about it. And so I started to learn. I started to learn about what was really in our processed foods and how horrible things like artificial colors and flavors are, and that I didn't want my kids to eat this at all. But what happened is like even my own kids, the kids who'd grown up in the chiropractic lifestyle, just because I was like, hey, don't eat these things anymore that you've been eating or that you see everywhere around you or that people give you for celebrations and birthday parties and holidays, they weren't just going to do it like that, right? They weren't just going to turn their backs on the super sweetened, over-sugared, processed foods that were everywhere around them. I couldn't just say, eat this and don't eat that and just have them comply. And so from there, what I realized was not only did I need to know what to feed them, which is an ongoing process, not only did I have to learn and know what not to feed them anymore, but what I really needed to figure out was how to get them, encourage them, how to empower them. That's sort of the process as I went through, to choose the healthier things on their own. Because what I know and what I realize and what I've learned and what's plainly obvious to see is that just like every other animal on the planet, we all have within us already the ability to know what to eat and what not to eat and to feel how things feel. And when we eat, garbage processed foods, we can feel if we pay attention, if we learn, if we, amplify our ability to hear what's inside, that's not good stuff. And so we will naturally gravitate towards healthier foods and eating the right amount and eating at the right times. But because of how far off center we've become as a society, as a species, with our adulterated food supply and chemicals and all that stuff, it really takes a conscientious, concerted effort by the parent in this day and age. You can't just get away with eating what everybody else eats and expect to live a healthy, long life. A couple generations ago, you could really just do that. You could just eat food. Like whatever was around, everybody else ate. You could eat that, and maybe you wouldn't be the healthiest person in the world, but you'd probably live a reasonably long life and not likely get many, if any, chronic illness. But we've really departed that. We've left those days long behind. And now it's up to us as individuals, for our own sake and our own health and well-being, but as parents, doubly so, to learn, to understand, to study, to know what to stop feeding our kids, what we should feed our kids. And then the big one, how to get that to happen. Because we can't just be, dictators and expect that to be successful. And that's what a lot of us end up doing. I know I was a victim of that for quite a while, where I was really just like too rigid. And what I discovered was this was creating an unhealthy relationship in my kids between them and eating and them and food. So it's a process, and we're still walking down that road together. And my goal is to learn and exercise and do as much as I can, and then be able to share that, because part of my mission is to impact 20 million families worldwide, to really help make the next generation the best generation and create a legacy of health for 7 generations, because things are going one way with our future generations' health, and we have the opportunity to kind of turn it the other way. But it's going to take some work, it's going to take some effort, and it's going to take some teamwork. So if it's something you're interested in, join me, do whatever, however that is. You can join our close Facebook group, Family Wellness Legacy. You can reach out, you can keep doing what you're doing, but together we can really make a difference, because really it's up to us. All right, you guys take care. This is Dr. Brad signing off. You can check it out, drellisor.com. Kids Eating Broccoli, you can find me on Facebook. And like I said, Family Wellness Legacy is our close Facebook group that you can certainly join in the discussion. All right, you take care now.